defined by CNN is people born between 1981 and 1997. We made up 25% of the voter population in 2012 presidential election, but only 41% of us voted. So you can see here that we're the only generation that has less than half of our generation voting. Our voter turnout is consistently this low, but democracy is based on everyone having a say, majority rule. But how if one of the largest groups has the smallest voice, how's democracy functioning? I've never voted before, but after I did all this research, I really understand how important it is, and I hope you will too. So let's start by taking a look at why it's important to vote. So our generation, like I said, is one of the most populous, but we have the least voter turnout. Baby boomers, defined by CNN as being born between 1946 and 1964, have been the largest generation for a while. In 2010, they made up 25% of the whole population. But in 2015, we overcame that and became the largest generation to be voting. So, you can see that here. America is falling into the hands of the millennials. If we stay silent, our generation will be overpowered by others. In 2016, it was the first time a millennial would have been eligible to run for president, and right now there's 5 US representatives that are millennials, and that's just the beginning. So we have a distinct party affiliation, unlike any other generation, and this can be really influential in our future. According to the Pew Research Center, all generations before us have been pretty split 50-50 on whether they affiliate with the Republican or the Democratic side. But millennials seem to tend towards Democrat way more than any other generation before us. So we need to vote to make ourselves heard. Posting on social media about problems is not going to help anything. The Pew Research Center, they also started a study in 2005 about social media usage, and they showed that millennials are consistently the highest users of social media. They did another study in 2016 that showed about half of the people that they surveyed believe that social media users were less respectful and more angry about political ideas more than any other platform that it was talked about on. So obviously we have opinions, but we're not using our right to vote to get them to change anything. So now that we know why we have to vote, we have to figure out how to vote. So first you have to register. So the US Census showed that 53% of millennials were registered to vote for the 2012 election. To register, according to the New York State Board of Elections, you have to be a US citizen, over 18, and I think everyone is. You have to live for 30 days in your place of residence. You can't be in prison or on parole for a felony. You can't be mentally incompetent deemed by a court, and you can't be registered anywhere else. So according to the New York State Board of Elections, you can register in many ways. You can go into their office, which is located right off exit 67 on the LIE. You can submit applications at the DMV on their website. You can ask for application by calling a number 1-800-4-VOTE. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get the voter application. So after you've registered for your polling place, to vote, you have to find your polling place. So if you Google voter lookup New York, click the first link, you enter some basic information about yourself, and you'll be able to find out where you can vote. It tells you what districts you're in, so you can look up your candidates, and you can see who you're even eligible to vote for. So like I said, you also have to get informed. With easy access to the internet, we can find out almost anything about a candidate without leaving your bed. So you have to try and form opinions based on non-biased news sources, or even just watching videos of the candidates. Another way would be to watch debates, because that's when they're talking about certain issues, so you can see if they have the same opinions as you do. So what happens when the millennial voice is heard? We can make an impactful change. In 2008, the young vote voted for mostly the Democratic candidate. It was the first year that most millennials were eligible to vote, and 66% of voters under 30 voted for Obama. So this was the largest disparity between all voters and voters under 30. So this is like 2008 versus all the other years that they did the study. So millennials obviously have a large influence. Maybe the 2016 election would have been a little different if more millennials voted, because we're so large and because we're so highly Democratic affiliated. So, as you can see, the millennial voice can be powerful, you just have to use it. We have to be heard. We're the largest generation, but we have the smallest voice. We have an ability to make change if we just take advantage of our right to vote. We need to vote to make our opinions known.